Hey everyone, it's Chris from Smithy Finance. Welcome back, good to see you. So I did a video on Equinox Gold about 3 months ago, and I'm going to do an update today. And although the price hasn't changed much, actually quite a bit has changed with the company, and I'm as bullish as ever, perhaps even more so. But I have traded it a little bit, and that was one of the things I was getting at in my previous video, and also the video I did on commodity stocks, because they are volatile. Anyway, let's just kind of get you up to speed on what's going on with Equinox and why it may be something for you to invest in. I'm not an investment advisor, I'm just a guy who invests, but I've been doing it full-time since 1984, so I've learned a few things, I hope. So Equinox, let's have a look at the chart to start with. A little more than a year ago, Equinox hit 18, and it's been on a southward path almost ever since. It looks like we're bottoming now, and I'll talk about that in a moment, but it's been a rough time, and hence opportunity. So whenever a stock goes against you and goes against you hard, you can either think, wow, what a disaster, or you can think, wow, is this an opportunity? And I've been in the game long enough to know that if you're selling on the disaster news, you're probably too late. And the disaster news or the bad news is often a buying opportunity, as it was in here. So let's just go and review the Equinox fundamental story. They've got symbol is EQX both on Toronto and New York. Now these prices here, this chart is a Canadian chart, but the chart looks the same in the US except for different numbers on the side. So Equinox has 7 mines. They're about to go to 8 mines in January. That will be their Brazilian property. Another Brazilian property will come into production, and that will make them 8 mines and will increase their production nicely from 2021 to 2022. Their balance sheet is bulletproof. So with commodity stocks, you need to have the debt under control and the cash flow happening. And the problem with commodity stocks is that many times it's a hole in the ground, and it's prospective, but they need to raise money to finally get that ore out of the ground and turned into gold or silver or copper or whatever it is. So Equinox is in a really strong position. They've got $330 million of cash. They've got line of credit for $200 million to $250 million that's undrawn. They've also got $600 million worth of marketable securities. They own a couple of companies, or at least parts of them, and the market value of those shares is about $600 million right now. So very, very strong on the balance sheet. Strong management. Ross Beatty, as I mentioned last time, he's the chairman of the board, and the under management as well, the president and the CFO, very strong guys who've got a great track record. I have 100% confidence in the management. Cash flow, so the first half of 2021, sorry, this is a very busy chart, and I'm just going to try to bring it to your attention so it all makes sense rather than just a blur of black and white. So cash flow for the first half of this year, 2021, is $120 million. Their production for this year is going to come in around 600,000 ounces. There'll be 700,000 ounces plus for 2022, and aiming for 1 million plus by 2024-25. Now, when I did the last video, there were 2 problems with Equinox, and one of them is that the gold price has been crappy. And that is the same thing today. Gold price, which a year ago hit about $2,100, is now about $1,770. So it's just been a slow grind south. The whole stock market doesn't care about gold stocks, and they are exhibiting some of the best values ever because of that. And again, we want to buy them cheap and then hold on and sell them dear. So the gold price is down, and that's definitely been a big part of this. But also, when I did that last video, there was a problem with their Mexican property, Los Filos. And Los Filos, they had a blockade. Equinox was unable to get to the property and production stopped for a number of months. That has now been solved, and Los Filos is back in production. I think it's 120 to 140,000 ounces per year. However, it's unstable there, and the company is unwilling at this exact day to do their expansion plans. So they hope to bring that up to somewhere around 250,000 ounces, and they've got the plans drawn out for it. But because it is unstable, because they haven't been able to absolutely get the community on side, they are just waiting for a few more quarters to pass to make sure everything is kosher. Nobody wants to spend a whole whack of money to increase business when they're going to be shut down again. So I expect Los Filos will reach its full potential at some point, but whereas they were thinking Los Filos may come on in 2023, it looks as though it may be later than that, 2024, 2025, even later than that, if things remain unstable or go to being unstable again. They are stable now, and there's hope, but let's wait and make sure everything is cool before you dump another 100 million or whatever into expanding. So Los Filos problem is solved, but the potential of it has been delayed for now. Still, we're expecting to hit 1 million plus ounces even without Los Filos by 2024-25. They've got a couple of big projects, one in Canada, which looks to be fantastic and will be about 250,000 ounces per year to Equinox. It'll be 400,000, 410,000 ounces, but they have a partner. Equinox has 60% of that project. So we're still going to hit the 1 million ounce mark, but maybe not quite as soon as we thought on the last update. So here's the stock, here's the trading, and as I was saying, when we spoke last, the stock was 888. Today it's 902. So almost exactly the same. We're up 1% or 1.5%. But look what happened. So when I was talking to you last time, I was talking about scaling in. We didn't know how low it was going to go. We want to scale in, and I drew this indicating small purchase, small purchase, small purchase, small purchase. You keep adding. And indeed, if you're really playing it properly, you're adding, but as it gets lower, you're actually adding, a little bit more each time. Dollar value, it may be equal, although dollar value may be even more as you get lower, but you're certainly able to buy more shares because the shares are lower priced. So this came all the way down to $7.53, and I was buying, I don't know, I might have bought at $7.70. My average price is now about $9.70 on the stock. But look at this, we had this rally, and this is almost a 25% movement from the very bottom to the peak of the rebound. So I was in here selling some. And this is, again, kind of how we have to play it. Now, I owned a lot. When the stock was down here, I was getting nervous. I owned, 25,000 shares, 30,000 shares, a lot of stock. I've been in business a long time. I've had compounding returns for a long time. My portfolio is quite big, and I understand some of you out there are just starting in the game. Maybe you don't have a lot of funds for investing, and how can you possibly average in? What I would say is that, buy 100 shares and then another 100 shares and then maybe another 100. That's the way to play it. You don't have to average in every 20 cents down, which is what I was doing. But if you can, leave a little bit of room in your portfolio, or as you're making money in your real job, you can come in and add to it. We certainly don't want to be selling because, again, look at what we've got here. We've got 7 mines, 8 mines. We've got all this cash, strong management. They're making money. It's just a crappy time on the golds. So back to management. When the stock was really cratering, there was a lot of insider buying. And it was between $7.80 and $8, although just the other day there was some more insider buying around $9 Canadian. Ross Beatty, again the chairman, he bought 260,000 shares, okay, not dollars, shares. So another couple of $1 million invested into the stock when it was down below 8. So now we're at 9. Big deal. It's still a tremendous bargain. As I said, I did sell a little bit as it came up. And when I say a little bit, I mean a little bit. I'm selling 300 shares, 400 shares, 500 shares, just because I was so overweight the stock down here. It was nice to let a little go. And guess what? It came back down. I bought some back. I've sold a little bit. And here we are. It's just kind of grinding around 9. But I think the stock, in my view, can still make 18, 20, 25, maybe $30 a share. 2, 3, 4, 5 years. We need the price of gold to go up, to go to 2,500, 3,000 an ounce, and then to see the million ounce production come in. And I think that is entirely plausible and possible. We've got money printing like we've never seen before, and that's generally inflationary, and gold will generally do well in such an environment. So, Equinox Gold, an update. I think it's still definitely a buy. As it spikes up, if you've averaged all the way down, as it goes 10, 11, 12, 13, give them a little bit. Give them a little bit, because when you're feeling really bullish and excited about a stock and it's going straight up, that's almost always the time it's going to have a retraction. My personality is I like to let a little bit go so that I've got some room to buy it in case it comes back. If it doesn't come back, I still got tons, and I'll just keep feeding a little bit out along the way. So there you have it, guys. Equinox Gold looks good to me, and it's a little bit out of favor now, as all the golds are, but I think it's a money maker if you give it a couple of years. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe if you like that. I'm going to do some more market videos in the near future, and let's make some money.